Thanks, Gareth. And we are about to attempt to try and dissect for you what happened this particular game. We saw a few trolly moments in there, people dropping items when maybe they shouldn't have.
That was, the BM from Chidawi. That was some confidence.
Wasn't the only one. I saw one on the side of XTC as well.
Yeah.
I think what they were trying to do at the beginning, the reason why Chidawi was doing it, you want to tilt your opponent. You know that if you win this game, you win the whole tournament, right?
Yeah.
So the fastest way is if your opponents play badly. So if you can tilt them from the get-go. Like even before that, he made a play where he pretended like he was about to do the Fissure Echo Slam combo to bait out the Doom. They just walked away. You're just like, oh.
And I just say those Fissures, some of them were like, really on point.
Yeah.
Chidawi is a boss. Like that guy.
You know, I think it was Chidawi making the calls at the end of the game. So one of the things that was really interesting about what XTC did, so Chidawi brought back, right? After they killed him, everybody on WRG had brought back.
Yeah.
And then XTC were waddling with, like thinking about whether or not they should engage a fight, but then they realized they're basically playing with 9 lives, and they all committed. And they lost like 3-4 heroes, but everyone brought back instantly. Came back and was like, all right guys, let's go. Time to keep playing this game.
You're out of ultis, you're out of glyphs, and you're out of time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's not just that. I mean, unfortunately, they had to use the glyph, to defend against creeps while they were fighting XTC, like we said previously. But I just feel like if they had 1 or 2 more siege creeps, maybe a Helmet Dominator, then they would have been fighting megas on megas. Because it's a legit strat, though. Like, you build up an army of siege creeps. I mean, it's your only, you're losing the game, and you can try with that one final attempt. But I just feel like, because the siege creep army is, I mean, what's it, 250% more damage than it used to do? So siege creeps is not a joke, and especially with they were taking the melee barracks when it gets to like the really big siege creeps, it's just so much damage, and they ignore all aggro. They don't attack a player. They go straight for the towers. So I mean, like, it's what always annoys me in a pub game sometimes. And like people clear out the wave and they leave the siege creep, and it's taken half my tower. It's just like, go for the thing first.
I think in this game, it wouldn't have mattered that much for XTC because they had better wave clear heroes.
Yeah,
like
they for late game,
creeps.
But I mean,
so
you saw how well WRG were actually clearing out the waves, even though they didn't have any mega creep wave clear, so to speak, in the traditional sense. But I really do feel like if they had bought like 1 or 2 Humble the Dominators and, had like an army of, say, close to 10 siege creeps instead of 4, it would have been different. They would have fought megas on megas then at least and give them a little bit more time.
Yeah. You did see the one weakness of having such a magic-heavy lineup on the side of WRG. If you don't have physical heroes, what ends up happening is that when you get mega creeped yourself, you can maybe defend the ancients and fight around that area, but you can never leave the base ever because then you are unable to push out fast enough to guarantee that mega creeps won't just destroy you when you leave. So they basically, I think at that point, they knew they were stuck there. That the only way they win that game is either if they get the mega creeps come back themselves, like get megas versus megas, or if they can actually kill all 10 heroes before they get like anciented. And unfortunately, couldn't happen. Wasn't fast enough.
Was there something that WRG could have done different to evade that fate?
They needed to close out the game faster. Like their own heroes, they get to the stage in the game where you can't, like their lineup is built and designed to win early, to be able to apply that pressure in the earlier portions of the game. And as it gets later and later and later, fighting 5v5 gets kind of tricky. Like, because the entire lineup, what they would be able to do is entirely burst one hero, right? So they go in, they kill the lone druid, they kill the TA instantly, but then there's still a couple of other heroes you have to battle around. As the items started getting higher and higher on their lineup, they were able to fight more effectively. But just in terms of the general strategy, it was pretty clear that they came on an expiry date. It was like, okay, guys, now we're basically playing off of skill. The reason that this game was extended was because WRG are that good, not necessarily because their draft was able to match up as well into the late game.
Speaking of the draft, here it comes.
Let's go.
I do totally agree with you as well that, I mean, if this was any other team, XTC would have won ages ago. It should not have gone on as long as it did.
They were 18K up at a point, and then they dropped down to 4K up, then backed up to 20.
And then up to 25, and then back to 17.
One quick question. Do you think XTC has only managed to anger the beast, much like the description of Japan bombing Pearl Harbor?
It looks that way. WRG don't seem happy. They banned Lich, first ban. I've never seen them do this kind of respect ban against another team. So
I'm a little afraid because I'm sitting between the 2 booths and I don't want to get caught in the crossfire.
It's okay. We'll protect you.
Will you?
Yeah.
Okay, I won't.
Yeah, you're too skinny, buddy. Right, so down to business. Enough mucking about. Oh, Lich is out first. Interesting.
Respect ban from WRG.
I suppose.
XTC is still banning Santo heroes. They take out Nyx, they take out Clockwork.
And Spirit Breaker.
Spirit Breaker's out, so now the key heroes are going to be what? Coddle, Night Stalker?
Spirit Breaker was really effective that game as well.
This
But the
is
key
starting
heroes,
to look like that more conventional draft that we've been seeing this tournament, yes?
yeah, and it's not just that, like, but it does, like Snare so correctly stated, it does leave the Night Stalker as well as the Coddle in the pool. So definitely, I mean, you can't let that slide, right? You have to pick it. But Earthshaker's still there, and I mean,
Earthshaker is still there, and Tusk as well.
Chidawi's Earthshaker was amazing. That one Echo Slam, jeez, man.
Echo Slam.
If they didn't have buybacks, that would have been it.
Another thing that Earthshaker did do for them in game number 1, they have dropping Fissure right in front of your towers does prevent a lot of the push, and then Puck just deludes you orbs through it, some burn from the Radiance from Necro, then suddenly your push is pretty much screwed. So that's something XTC really have to take seriously, because if you don't take Earthshaker, you definitely give it away. They go Night Stalker,
there we go.
So it's very likely that WRG go maybe Tusk Earthshaker, because Tusk is still in the pool.
Yeah,
But they could still pick Tusk second phase, right? I doubt that XTC are definitely going to ban that out.
Look, it's not like Coddle's bad versus Night Stalker. It doesn't do as well. But I mean, you can still have perma ulti with the Aghanims if you really want to. The heal's still good, even though you're going to have maybe 2 minutes of nighttime instead of, you know.
If I know these two teams, that's XTC saying, I dare you to pick.
No, but it's just like the chakra magic is still really good. That Night Stalker doesn't affect the chakra magic. It doesn't affect your mana leak. And of course, Aghanims is worse, but it's not
better
bad.
out there.
Yeah, it is better out there.
Man with the shakers.
Yeah. I mean, this guy was banned both previous games. So now, obviously now that it hasn't been banned, they're going to pick it. I mean, I think we've gone on and on about the support this tournament. It's just so good, in this meta especially.
I want to see if WRG are actually going to follow through with going for quick ways to end the game early. So they're going to be fighting a little bit more. They want to now actually be able to take team fights. That was one of the weaknesses of the game 1 strat. Like, Chen can roam around in the early game, but Chen can't necessarily take your team fights. If your Chen ganks aren't necessarily successful, you can't push as easily. Eventually it got there because of the Aghanims and the Hammer the Dominator, which was pretty cheesy, but ended up working. Kunkka though, Kunkka's also decent against Night Stalker.
Yeah, but it's all Classico. I mean, this is the two like deadly roaming duo of the tournament so far as well. I mean, Kunkka's got nice catch. He's also got like BKB piercing spells. You know, it is such a good hero, and the fact that he does scale very well late game, and he's an amazing roamer. Like, it's really hard not to get a gank right with this hero. And I mean, Shadow Shaman, we've seen how effective he can be as well, especially in the pushing phases. I mean, even if you lose a team fight, you're still going to walk away with the racks, or you're going to walk away with at least half a racks, just by having level 3 wards there with, you know, the level 20 talent, and of course, Aghanim Scepter, which just makes the wards absolutely indestructible, to say the least.
These games have been going very late, so odds is like a definite reality.
Yeah, it is a really definite reality, and so is level 20 for the Shadow Shaman, and and he's also, as we said before, a self-sustaining support, so you don't have to worry about him accumulating farm, because he can easily just, you know, wipe out a creep wave with Ether Shock.
They need to do something to protect Depi now, because
they do.
Them having Kunkka, they're going to try and make sure that Depi dies as often as possible.
Kunkka Shadow Shaman, easy gank, dude.
Because it felt like game one was a lot easier when just Depi being tilted from the first 10 minutes. Like, the worse game he has, the easier it is.
We did discuss it on the very first panel, in fact, that one of the strategies to take down XTC is to tilt the player known as Depi in the mid lane.
Nature's Prophet. Okay, so this is like an EN strat coming out here. Don't know if this is off-lane Prophet or safe-lane Prophet or even support Prophet. I don't know. We'll have to see with more heroes.
I'll have to see where he fits into their draft right now. It is a bit unclear. I would agree with you there. Night Stalker definitely the roaming position 4, though. I do suspect. I don't see a Night Stalker in a position 5 position. Well, in a position 5 position. Sorry.
I feel like it's probably off-lane Prophet, right? It feels better in that capacity. You can, like, doesn't suffer as much. Like, the Rasta can't really zone out a Nature's Prophet by himself. He can also just appear anywhere off the map to assist with the gank, and it doesn't affect your overall farm as much. Yeah, so I'm definitely thinking it's probably Sky. And I've seen Skynet play a lot of Nature's Prophet before.
There's a hero we saw earlier in the tournament. Performed really well in the form of the Drakira. He's gone. Why is that a concern for the side of White Rabbit?
Because there's already a Prophet, and Drakira is just so good with pushing towers as well. You don't want that element. And it's not just that. I mean, Nature's Prophet in the offlane, it is pretty effective. You can use your trees. When you level up your trees, you basically, you know, look for the vision, but also harass the support out with the trees, because it's so hard to right-click those trees down as a support from level 1. But, I mean, the base damage of Shadow Shaman, though, like, I think you could be fine.
Not looking forward to another game of Puck.
No.
Yeah, no. That should never. If that gets through into the second phase again this series, like assuming we have another game.
Banned.
No, I'm saying if we have another game, it's probably second phase as well. It's probably going to be banned too. It was Castaway is too good.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
something else.
Jeez, he's so evasive. Like, you know the hero's evasive in its own, but I mean, Castaway on that hero is just like you can never catch the guy.
So, you know which, so Venom Monster's been banned most of these games as well as Spirit
Yeah.
Breaker. The only other hero that's super banned and that's still available is the Viper.
Yeah, but
Hasn't been taken out just yet. There you go Necro at this point.
Necro has been taken out. We got the Lycan. Ooh.
Push
It
that,
is the
yeah.
first time I've on this.
WRG want to go home soon.
Yeah, they want to finish this. No, I mean, you don't pick Lycan to go like head to head with a late game carry. You pick him to win in the first 30 minutes. And then you got the Shadow Shaman as well, which is going to really help him. I mean, you got the creep clear once Kunkka does have, you know, the Tidebringer. You know, you kind of just decimate creep waves and you push so fast with these heroes.
It's also one of the best counters to Night Stalker in the
Yeah.
entire game because what
Yeah.
happens is that normally Night Stalker will come in with will come in, gank you, and then before you can get brought down, Lycan just pops out,
Yeah.
you get that additional HP,
Yeah.
the silence finishes, and you can do something else to get yourself away. So
Additional HP and damage, so I mean,
Yeah.
it's a win-win. No, definitely Lycan is really good against Night Stalker. And we have now a Winter Wave.
Oh, beautiful.
you should be happy. Happy
Yeah.
birthday.
I am
Happy
happy.
birthday, yeah.
I'm very happy. I've been spamming this hero recently, failing horribly, but spamming him nonetheless.
Winter Wave is an interesting one. I mean, like, I guess he does have decent skill set with the heal. He can harass nicely in lane, but he's primarily picked up for that ulti.
I think in this game, though, they probably want some more D-push because at this point, they were kind of worried about,
You want
like,
it with the Splinter Blast, you mean?
yeah, the Splinter Blast is really good D-push. They're worried about just being, like, overran by these
Yeah.
heroes on the side of WRG. And also, once Lycan pops the ultimate, like you were mentioning with his ultimate Winter
Yeah,
Wave,
it can stop.
you can, you just like, stop, you're not going anywhere, Lycan, and then the rest of the chain disables can come in.
Yeah.
Is this a game that Lycan buys Quelling Blade? Because otherwise, if Nature's Prophet TPs in, they can potentially just kill this Lycan. and
Yeah,
continue.
that Quelling Blade definitely has to be a thing. Yeah, he can't just rely on supports maybe for staffing him out. He needs a way to get out of his own. And then once the Tango phase ends, you don't want to keep buying Tangos. So definitely, I would think. I mean, it's also going to help him in the early game against the creeps just to get some extra last hits in. So escalate his damage a bit more. But yeah, Quelling Blade is a thing
I
against
don't
the
think
Prophets.
he minds picking up a Quelling Blade anyway.
Yeah, no, he does more damage to the creeps in the lane anyway with the Quelling. So it's got a double use, but yeah, and also for like dupes and escapes, you can cut down trees easily. And here's your Earthshaker.
Yep,
Yeah.
Earthshaker still, by some miracle,
Comes
in the
through.
pool. I mean, this is, wow, 7th pick Earthshaker. That's pretty rare. By now, it's either taken or banned out, but it complements their further team fight ability. It also, like, it's defensive in a way that we could see in the previous game. One of the things that they were also worried about when they picked this hero was being pushed out themselves. And Nature's Prophet, obviously a very good pushing hero. You drop down a Fissure, that's not necessarily an option. And Sniper, okay.
Sniper.
This is actually not bad. Right now,
Yeah.
like, WRG doesn't have any way to get to the Sniper, like ahead of all these other heroes in front of XTC.
Well, they do have the Kunkka to perhaps stop the sniper from running away, but you're going to want to focus other heroes. It's going to be hard to get to the sniper with the lineup. And I mean, Blinks can get cancelled pretty easily with the Splinter Blast, Nature's Prophet ulti, and of course Shrapnel as well. So it's going to be hard to get to him. They need something to catch him out. Kunkka can only do so much.
Yeah. They need something like they need the Castaway hero needs to be highly mobile.
Yeah.
Maybe they could pick Storm Spirit here, can't they?
Yes, they can. It's not banned.
Like it's.
And there's still a Quap in the pool as well. They haven't banned out the Quap
Like
either.
Night Stalker might not have much fun, but whatever. He can buy, like Storm can just buy a Yule Scepter.
Difficult
it's really
choice.
good. It is
Very
a
difficult
difficult-
choice between the slow and the silence provided by the Night Stalker, as you quite rightly mentioned.
The important thing about this
The
game,
other option, though,
What
is
about-
Lycan's rundown ability.
what
Lycan,
about-
he
what-
just straight through once he's.
What about his El Clasico Tinker? Or was it just bad?
yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
I haven't
there
seen
you go.
Tinker win in a long time.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's just my bracket.
No, I actually had a chat with Castaway on as to why I haven't seen him play his renowned Tinker, and believe me, it really is renowned. And he said recently it's not really worth it all that much.
Yeah.
They've nerfed him just way too hard into the dust that playing it competitively is almost not an option.
Yeah.
Almost.
You also
Almost.
want to you want as best a hero for Castaway as possible because again, if WRG win, this is it.
Yep.
They've
They're
done it. Yeah.
They can pack up, go home, take all that moolah home.
Yeah, they take the
Well,
championship, so
from-
they really want something as good as humanly possible. And they're wasting all their ban time thinking about this. So, okay, Castaway, I know Castaway hates Viper, so I doubt he'll pick it.
No, he's not going to pick it.
But Viper wouldn't be terrible here. But I don't know,
If
they
they're going
still...
for an early game strat, then maybe.
Yeah.
And they need something else. I mean, they could lose with the Viper. They need something else, especially to catch out the sniper. The reason why I'm saying Tinker is because we haven't seen Castaway play it in a long time. He did play it at the last VS Gaming LAN. But it's also one of those heroes that he just makes super mobile. That guy in that hero. But Enigma,
Oh, snap.
oh snap
All right.
indeed.
XTC needed team fight. They have team fight now. this does put safe lane Nature's Prophet.
And they've got great setup because the Winter Wave and range for his ulti is really, really massive, and it gives space for the Enigma to come in. So it's a really great setup for this Enigma, but like also like people normally pick Enigma just for the pushing strat, the Eidolons. It's really hard to right click them down when they get to full level. When they get to the full level.
I think it's also super hard for them to team fight now.
Here we go, Invoker, another renowned castaway hero. Yeah.
Like Enigma with the Midnight Pulse, there's 3 strength heroes right now in WRG, so taking team fights are actually I think in favor of XTC, but castaway Invoker.
Well, there's your catch.
I have a funny feeling that I may have been correct in assuming that all they've done is angered the beast of WRG, and now 2 bombs are about to drop on the side of XTC, and their names are Whelp and Castaway. Let's see how it pans out, though. Final predictions.
I'm giving this one to WRG.
Yeah, I have to say WRG as well. That draft team is so scary and so fast, actually. So WRG looks like they're the champions again.
Fair amount of versatility.
It's there's so much they can do. So many ways that they can actually win this game. They can win this game early. They can win this game late. There's a lot of versatility, and they can pretty much win the majority of their lanes. So the dream stays alive.
Any final thoughts?
But you summed it up perfectly. WRG.
All right. Well, it's unanimous over here. This trophy belongs to the side of WRG. If they can walk away with this victory, let's see if Halberd and his beautiful co-caster Reigns can bring us this game in all its glory.
Oh, Reigns, beautiful now.
Oh, thanks, Wilson.
He actually has really big guns, by the way. You going to show the stream?
No, not now.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
So,
sorry
anyway,
to disappoint.
Yeah, look, let's just go there. I actually think XTC have one trump card in this game. It might actually change for them. Firstly, they do have a pretty impressive push draft of their own, but Enigma, man, it's one of those magical heroes, and one of the heroes that could be the deciding factor in this matchup. But all said and done, WG have the Castaway Invoker, and we haven't been able to cast that for a while. I'm certainly going to enjoy that one.
You're going to have the caster's dream, eh? Echo Slam, Black Hole, Invoker. That's all they need.
Oh yeah, it's just the testing make my voice see if you can actually survive through the end of this grand final.
You're still okay, right?
No. we're getting there. Castaway's going to open things up for us with the Sunstrike, though. Find out what's going on. And he actually might have gotten a little bit more information than he would have expected, because the immediate smoke up did come out from the side of XC. But we are literally just picking up where we left off. We are going straight back into it. And of course, a couple of shout-outs coming out from the players.
Yeah. XTC is going to...
The traditional one, actually. The traditional Addis Dam shout-out going to Tenchi, of course.
Yeah, that's every single game. So respect for that. Santos putting out the chance over here, and XTC going aggressive with the smoke. Doom Bunny's going to spot out, or Santos, Deppy's going to spot out Santo, excuse me, and Scarnet's going to try to take him down, but Whelp is going to be there to assist.
And Santo actually does take a decent amount of damage. They are all here. I mean, I don't think this is a rush lineup per se, but they're certainly fighting around the rush. In fact, Doom Bunny going to get quite a bit of damage upon Santo. He will toss out a torrent to keep himself safe for the time being. Sunstrike also going to go through and connect onto both Doom Bunny and Scarnet.
Patience from Zoe.
I guess the game, in fact, has started off faster than any of the other games we've had so far. There's just everyone fighting. Let's hope that's a sign of things to come, because I must say, after a long, pretty, I would say, tactical, strategical, and poised game, we're going to see one that potentially has the outcome of being very fast, very high-paced, and we might get to scream a lot, Reigns.
I was just about to say, it's going to be more active in this game. Got the Nature's Prophet pushing out, and then there's the Invoker Castaway. I think that's what a lot of players are looking, or lots of the audience is looking forward to see. But Deppy with Doom Bunny assisting in the lane. The Winter Wyvern Sniper duo is going to hurt Castaway a little bit in the beginning. So what it seems, but yeah, we'll yet to see. I mean, the game already started 20 seconds before the creeps actually
fighting back up in the top lane, don't die. We'll find Santa here, but it looks like in the end, it's going to be more so a case of trying to stop any of the, well, trying to delay some of the Enigma farm. I mean, Enigma, obviously, quite the jungler.
Scarnet trying to get what he can off Slinks, but Whelp is always there. It's a bit dangerous. And over here, by the jungle, Santo might be in trouble here. Didn't die. Only has the Eidolons. So it's going to be okay for now.
And quite a bit of damage to Santa all the time. Apparently this is the first time Enigma has been picked in the VS Gaming Masters LAN at EGE. So I like it. I like it. We all like Enigma. Every caster likes Enigma.
It's when the real strats start coming out, in the grand finals. Like, we've got to pick up what really matters. Yeah. Well, I understand. It's doing okay. Looking forward to see this carry Nature's Prophet, though. Yep.
Not something I actually see a huge amount out of Stam. One will in fact gets fished off by Shidawi on his side. Might be a little bit more scared than he needs to be because he is completely isolated. Then starts running down Shidawi. Let's get a couple of right clicks in and take quite a bit of damage actually. Middle lane, Castaway still under a lot of pressure from Doom Bunny and Deppy, but Deppy at the moment having a great time. In fact, with 7 losses, leading the charge, and 6 denies doesn't hurt either.
Yeah, it's what he needs to take in as a sniper. Just get those right clicks in, and yeah, lucky enough. Oh, Kunka actually.
Actually, going to connect with the Torrent as well. So they want something obvious though. It's not an easy kill with the Winter Wave, and of course,
No, not at all.
Actually sets up pretty nicely for Invoker in many ways, but obviously, as long as it starts out fairly early, it'll bring back a lot of the HP that that is missing from the initial engage.
Yeah, Deppy needs to stay alive. That's all he needs. Just stay back. Don't push out. Just get some right clicks in. Make sure he gets the last hits like he's doing now, and he'll be fine. He's sitting on 12, top of the board right now, with Adestam sitting on 11. But it's a 1v1 at the bottom lane, so if you're expected to at least survive against Chidawi's Earthshaker early in the game at least.
Yeah. Santo though, he's looking interested in the top lane, just the brown boots. Trying to find any opportunity. Scarnet though, with poor man's shield, thanks man in the game. But bottom lane, they do in fact engage onto Shidawi here. Do quite a bit of damage off to him, but he is going to be able to walk this one off. It's a little while before we can activate the Shrine though.
That's all his regenerations. Got the tangos already. I mean, he's already lost all his tangos, and Adestam still harassing him. Also taking last hits in. I don't think WRG is going to take the offlane early game at least.
Yeah, also the phase boots now, Sam, he hits really hard. Nature's Prophet able to put out a lot of damage with just the consistent harassment from the Treants, and well, just fairly hearty right click ability. Top lane once again, just the exchange of these two soon-to-be monsters. Both of them have a kind of like a shade shift as well. One at night, one at will. Night Stalker is such an irritating hero to play against though.
Yeah, no, Night Stalker is very popular in this meta. Although the Lycan though, if he gets the farm up, is going to be really scary towards the later stage of the game, which is similar to what Adestam plays as the Lone Druid last game. It just gets the space to farm up. So if WRG gets that opportunity, it's going to work well towards them. But for now, you've got the likes of Sniper, for instance, just playing aggressive right now because he can.
And a lot of pressure actually being placed on that Horseman. And you can see he's only missing 15 last hits. That's pretty unusual for somebody who is pretty much the master of the Invoker in South Africa. Of course, he had many legendary battles up against the likes of Seam on that Invoker, but trained and almost by fire. He's been forged in it. And very, very potent Invoker player for those who may not be familiar with the SA scene or Castaway himself. But towards the mid lane, they are all over him. They're going to in fact open up a shrapnel. A lot of aggression coming out. And of course, even Dota dying. He drops the Sunstrike, but Castaway is your first blood here in this next match, in this most recent matchup here with WG. Well, I think they got the first blood last time around. Santo running for the kills at the moment, but that 2 flyers basically charging down after Santo's going to get for the Void as well onto him, and this one's off pegging away to him. Nighttime should be enough to bring him down as well. They're going to both avoid the Torrent. Santo doing what he can. Fisher comes through a little bit too late from Chidori to help out his buddy.
Yeah, off by about 2 seconds over there, but otherwise that was great. Getting the first blood there off the Invoker, and then just force him to be behind again. And once again, like last game, Deppy was leading the early stages of the lane for the mid.
One thing we actually, what's actually interesting is I think that in pretty much every game that we've passed between XTC and WG, the XTC had a little bit of a lane advantage. They've almost always gone on early up against in the form net worth.
Yeah, funny you say that. And then you get the first game as well where well played at Mirana and he secures his lane as well. But meanwhile on the other 2 lanes, it's a bit of a, XTC just moving, playing more aggressive, and it's working out for them. But WRG shouldn't fret too much. I mean, if he first farms up the Lycan, it should be okay.
That's the big thing as well. This game definitely different to the last. We'll see a lot of split pushing almost for certain, but it's going to be a fast tempo. Chidawi, the bottom lane, going to try Tango out and does do successfully. Nice attempt there from Madison to block out Chidawi though, and the micro is solid. He's going to fight. No! Oh, just not in time. Chidawi managed to limp away from down, but really excellent work there from Madison, trying to block Chidawi on multiple occasions. Shari looking a little bit too good in the top lane. We'll have engagement here onto Welp as well. He's going to be caught out by that Enigma stun.
smoke coming in at the bottom lane. Got 3 heroes from the Dire side, which is WRG. Adestam could be in trouble here. Here comes Kunke. X marks the spot, is available as well, gets it in. The Torrent goes up, and Chidawi, no, Castaway, Sunstrike gets the last hit. I think that's way worth it for WRG.
The scariest part about that is they didn't even use the Shackle from the Shadow Shaman as a huge amount of extra disable that they could have committed to it. Middle lane once again targeting Castaway. They're going to toss out that shrapnel, but you got to be careful because on the front lines here, we have Schlinks. He's going to go and does it connect. You're going to in fact double up back onto him. And then a lot of damage actually done to Depi as well. But on the back lines, Adestam picks up Castaway as well. They're going to toss out the Assassinate, and the Nature's Prophet ulti comes through. WG, who would have thunk it? At the moment, 4-1 down, and they're fortifying their mid tower. A lot of pressure from XTC. Once again, we're going to see a lot of rack, we're going to see a lot of push, but it's going to be a case of a much faster tempo here. We could see a much faster game. Should XTC get ahead, they'll probably try to stay ahead by taking as many objectives as quickly as possible, and those objectives are likely going to be in the form of destructions.
Yeah, that was great. With mid, Depi and friends just made sure, timed the revive of Adestam, and as soon as he got back, teleports at mid and destroyed the Invoker, and also still had the ulti to take off whatever's left for WRG that's overextended. So that worked out really well for them, but yeah, WRG's side, it's going to be a bit of a trouble here. Scarnet catches Schlinks. Schlinks gets the Shackle, but nothing much else can be done about it. Some TP's coming. Adestam to assist Scarnet. Blast hit goes to him as well.
Yeah, Adestam being very, very active around the map. This is really reminiscent to me of the really old school Dota we had seen in the likes of the DGL 2013 season. When Nature's Prophet was a bit of a staple back then, being picked up often by many teams, but the basic thing was aggression that we saw out of them. Adestam, yeah, looking pretty much as aggressive as it gets. That's your safe laner who at 8 minutes in is currently finding his way into the enemy jungle.
So what is this, back to TI4? It's like some newbie
Dota
back
in time. That's what's happening here with time travel. As the Doom Bunny Winter Wave and will be forced to push back over the Fisher.
Deals a lot of damage to Chidawi, in trouble actually with getting a Tango, so he's healing up quite a bit, but forced back to the tier 1 tower bottom lane. Getting supports to rotate those. Santo and Schlinks already. I wonder if they're able to take down the Doom Bunny Winter Wyvern.
Wolf is in trouble as well. We're going to try to keep an eye on both these fights, but we do have the Sprite up. Wolf is immediately going to get out of down. So back on the bottom lane, Doom Bunny caught out here. The Sunstrike will connect. In the end, they do pick up that spot. Top lane, Wolf trying to defend his tower. Will in fact get voided up once more by Scarnet.
Yeah, Wolf just has to play really defensive right now, and also possibly losing the top tier 1. It's a harsh one, but nothing that they could do about it. There was a rotation coming in, though.
Pieces of this. Santo wants a piece of this, trying to find out Adestam. He's going to keep it up, but can he find the X? Not quite. Santo unable to connect with anything. The Nature's Prophet will survive down. And Scarnet literally just walked out. Daytime as well, so he's pretty happy to not be in the thick of things for a little while longer.
Yeah, great timer for that. Chidawi back into the bottom lane. He's going to spot out Adestam this time. It's going everywhere as a Nature's Prophet, which is great. It helps out pushing out the lane top, for example, and then rotating back into the bottom lane to farm up. So Adestam being very efficient with his Nature's Prophet so far. Sitting on 54 last hits, but he's got a couple of kills that's on him right now.
So Reigns, I mean, we've reached the 10-minute mark, and a lot of pressure has been placed on, but let's see how it all reflects. At the moment, the XP, the net worth, definitely in favor of XTC, sitting at about 3k, and the net worth also sitting at about 1.4k at the moment. So an established lead from XT, but how far ahead do they need to be with this kind of lineup?
WRG is suffering quite a bit now, losing the mid tower and potentially going to lose the top tower as well pretty soon. But hold that thought, there might be a fight coming in. I mean, Dota and Die is at level 6 right now. Does not have the Blink Dagger just yet, but looking to kill Chidawi. Meanwhile, mid lane though, Santo with the overextension might actually cost him that death.
Yeah, really casual in the end, just able to just plug him away. He got the shrapnel down. Santo not really respecting the amount of damage that spell can do. And they're going to get a pretty easy kill. Not the kind of mistake you see from a WRG player often. And they're going to probably have to forfeit this tower on the bot lane as a result. No pressure placed anywhere else on the map. And Dota and Die, more than happy to bring Zedalons into the equation. They're just going to plug away at this one, do bring it down. 10 minutes, they've got 2 or 3 tier 1 towers. And this last one, top lane, isn't in fact hurting. I also want to point out something interesting. Midas coming out onto Dota and Die, but he also does have the Blink Dagger in mind. So he might actually go for the next one. Top laner, Wolf and Santo going to try to bring down Scotty. He does get TP Sport coming in, but the Sunstrike beautifully timed. And now Doom Bunny being chased down by Wolf will be forced to the cold embrace. Defi also involved. He wants to help out. You see the initial treant, or rather the initial attempt to TP from Nature's Prophet. He does back out as Lycan is too fast. Because of course Wolves need no armor.
Yeah, that death for Scarlet that was taken by Castaway was actually really great. His Sunstrike was on point as well. So with that, he had enough money for his Agnum Scepter, which is pretty much dashed by him right now. Also getting some gold in his own jungle. But yeah, meanwhile, it's something that WRG needed. Just take down the Night Stalker and, well, the next problem, aka Sniper and the Nature's Prophet pushing up the tier 1 top.
Nice movement though from WRG. They've actually had down to both bot lane and the mid. They're splitting people up, getting better opportunities to actually find an objective here, as of course XTC had already committed to top lane. They are in fact going to go on Castaway. They'll get the silence out into as well. Santo trying to help out. You can see the torrent coming through. Doesn't actually commit the ghost ship just yet, but Castaway survives, and they're going to get the shackle up onto a very, very endangered Night Stalker. And the ghost ship, I don't actually think connected, but the black hole catches up to Castaway on the sidelines, not able to help out. Winter Waven in the top, able to start pegging away at Santo, and what was the Shadow Shaman? They haven't quite finished the job yet. Assassinate comes through, and they're not going to actually leave it as Dota Die picks it up, but Adestam still involved, going to start connecting with Castaway. Do they have any reveal? They drop the sentry, but it's not a great spot. Castaway goes up towards Shrine, will activate and toss through the tornado as they do still keep moving towards him. The nice dodge from Scarnet on that deafening blast. Castaway in a lot of trouble, gets sprouted in with the Night Stalker. Cold Snap Scarnet up, but he should be brought down, and they will do so. Wolf now on the back lines does also take a little bit of damage from the Winter Wave and nuke. Splinter Blast. But on the sidelines, Shadawi, he's in the tree line trying to stay alive. He's going to be in a lot of trouble here as he gets sprouted up. He's got nowhere to go. He's silenced up, but they're going to stun up Scarnet from the back lines with the shackle from Shrink. Another assassinate, don't die back, and Echo Stand comes through from Shadawi, and they're all going to fall in this bottom lane. The Shadawi trying to eat his way through. Scarnet still wants speed, fish it up. The Enchanted dumps, and each kid should go down and does. Scarnet just survives that one. XTC.
Patience from Zone.
Give me a breath for a moment, guys.
No. XTC disagrees with you. But wow, that was great. I feel like WRG got exploited with that. I mean, with WRG not able to do anything about it, that fight rendered Santo not available. They're being pushed back by Doom Bunny, actually. So, that fight was like a 1 versus 5 the whole time. So with WRG going in 1 by 1. And when Invoker tried to escape, it just didn't work.
Yeah, they rarely commit in a very, very big way to that, but they might commit a little bit further as well. Santo, this is probably not where you want to be, friend. This is so bizarre. Santo for the second time, I can't imagine him actually bringing down Depi by himself. But top lane, there's more action to be seen. Doom Bunny gets fished out. Yeah, they're going to get the Enchantone dunk onto him, and the shackle's there, so that is one very, very dead Winter Waven.
I feel like WRG, they're not confident. Meanwhile, XTC just making sure that they have control of every single lane and, winning those team fights. It's pretty insane how they position the heroes, such as moving the Winter Wyvern forward, so then the likes of Kunkka doesn't, get into the team fights, and without the help, the Invoker, your Lycan, they just fall.
Yeah, it's really not quite what I expected in this matchup. I mean, the lane phase has gone awfully for WRG. Once again, let's take a pick at the grass. Almost 6k in favor of XTC in form of both experience and gold. So WRG at the moment, I mean, no one saw this coming. Think back to the panel, and I think they were right when they called it. They wouldn't have expected this game. So Shadawi goes in, they're going to cut the corner off the Night Stalker, but he's able to get on back to the other side. They toss off the LP from the Winter Wave and onto Shadawi to buy a bit of time. He is just broken down, and Adestam wants a little bit more. They can't find anything as well, too fast. He is in fact a very, very tanky, fast Wolf at the moment, with both the Armlet as well as the Mask of Madness up for him. His net worth pretty high up there, but it's actually going to be Adestam who gets the honor. And I think, surprise, surprise, Nate's profit on top of net worth. When have we seen that before?
Yeah, it's pretty tough. Castaway is not doing too bad. It's on almost 7.2k on the net worth. Still a bit of an item actually away from his Agnum Scepter.
Oh,
So
Black Hole comes in from mid lane, from Dota Die onto Wealth, but he has got nowhere to go. And they're going to bring him down pretty much for free, but WG, once again, they're just dropping like flies. 13-4 to XTC. Is this real life? Did I not wake up yesterday? I'm having a dream.
XTC is doing really well. I mean, getting those team fights in. I got a couple of free kills, such as Santo getting the die ward down the enemy jungle and then overextended, just feeding XTC quite a bit there. As you said, 13-4 in 16 minutes. It's almost a kill a minute over that. It's not what you expect to see from WRG, but
comes up to the Hastags. He's also been caught up by the everything. Gets hit by the meatball as well. He is, in fact, able to run off. And there's a great winter wave and ulti coming out. And Santo says, please, Ray, stop me. And there's Santo's going to be there. Shidawi caught by the front. He's headshot. He's down. XTC are all over WRG. They're going to be forced to deny their own tower. As XTC are just controlling this map. Right now, to be perfectly frank, if you're a WRG player or a WRG fan, I'd like to welcome you to the XTC land right about now, because that is what this game is at the moment. A map in which XTC have full reign. 1, 2 towers standing outside the base of WRG for now, and I don't know how long they are for this world.
And XTC just made that team fight so brilliant. I mean, Winter Wyvern casting that ulti on the Kunkka as he was low, sniper ultis, make sure he gets the kill and gets another one for as a bonus as well. So with that, the likes of Chidawi, now he's got his blink dagger, so that's cool, but he needs to get the combo in. Without that, WRG, it really doesn't look like they're going to win this, but I'm not going to call them out right now.
Dire career dropping as well. It's not looking good for WG, and this is once again some of the top picks. I mean, Castaway's Invoker is legendary, but right now struggling quite a bit. 80 minutes and has not yet completed his Agony Scepter, probably moving towards the
Castaway's in trouble.
They're going to go after him here with Nightfall. Doesn't actually manage to get with the silence. Schling's got to be careful. He's still trying to get out. They're going to manage to get the flying vision up on Schling. He's going to get the hex out at the very least. Assassinate comes through. Deppy's going to be a monster, guys, because this man is sitting at 9.5k. He's out farming Nafe's profit for the time being. Speaking of which, Adestam is in fact pulling towards that Shadow Blade, so it's going to be a little bit more challenge for the WG Sports, who are getting very, very little gold at the moment. Got to point this out at the moment that the bottom 2 net worth in this game, and they're going to have to deal with Invis here on the map as well.
Yeah, Adestam getting a Shadow Blade, Sniper going for the Hurricane Pike. Man, everything's just going against the dire side at this moment, and XTC just waiting for the opportunity to get the next team fight to win, and that's potentially when the Enigma's Black Hole gets off cooldown. It's about 20 seconds to go.
So, oh, the Echo comes out. Don't die. Probably gets off the mana first. The mana 5 first, and Shidawi now he does probably have to pay for his life with this as they start beaming down, and Deppy picks up another.
Ooh, monster kill, huh?
So, I think since we have a game on right about now, as Roshan comes under fire, I think we should turn to the audience for a bit of guidance here. It seems the panel might be wrong about who's winning this one, but let's hear it. And I want a big roar. None of this has to go twice. Let's hear it, guys, for these two teams. Starting off with the side that's currently in the lead, XTC. I think you may have to wait, because we may have another fight before you get to yell for WOG. I do think we can do better, just saying. This is not, you're not off the hook just yet, guys.
Would you like to try again?
Comes through. I'm definitely try again. This is my favorite part of the job. Talking to an audience. You're going to catch up Wealthy once again, immediately eats through. Tornado flies through from Castaway, buying his friends all the time. The silence is up, so the Wolf not able to make use of the shake shift. Shidawi going to try buy a bit of time with a very decent Fisher. Be careful though. Don't die. Lingers. He could be the man for his team right now. He's still very, very keen. Will in fact minus up that forward spirit.
Things got so low from that. It's not even a team fight. No ulti from the Earthshaker. No Ghost Ship. Oh, Ghost Ship actually just got back as I said that. But what? It's really difficult. There's a free Roshan for the Radiant side in the form of XTC. So after grabbing that, and it's just going to be a hard one. Oh,
he's caught out here.
No Echo Slam though.
The torrent flying through. This is going to be a very mess. Fire on the front lines though. A great outfit from Dubay. Castaway though. Tosses through from there. Assassinate. Finish the job. The Ghost Ship comes through. The Conqueror is throwing up. Santo caught in the black hole. He's going to be brought down as well. It's going to be 2-0. And WRG are in tatters at the moment. As Scarlet wants a piece of Schlicks. He will get off the void. The silence is there. And the Rasta is down. XTC are marching up the ramp right about now.
Wow.
And I think a Fisher is in order because it's going
They need to defend.
prevent a little bit of damage onto this tower. But for 20 seconds, Castaway's down, and this is too early to be thinking about buybacks.
Not worth the buyback at all. 14 seconds to go. I'm sure they can at least defend a bit of this with, yeah, also getting the Wolves in as well. So if they're involved, it should be okay. I don't see the mid tower falling.
Okay, let's take a quick peek at that double kill again. Oh, and hold on, Shadawi done! Goodbye, good night! I think the timing on that is very unfortunate, but Shadawi just broke Adistan.
Yeah, and that's it. 20 kills for XTC and 6 for WRG. Halberd, what's going on?
I don't know. I don't know. You can see that kill up now, just an absolute dunk, but I think it's going to be terrifying. Every time you try to go to a replay, it's the Halberd curse. You don't get to go to replays from casting, otherwise somebody dies inevitably.
Yeah, never go replay then, no? Well, there you go. Castaway just trying to get some farm, spots out the Night Stalker, and decides he wants nothing out of this, but getting a tornado, and the rest of the Radiant side are going to try again on Castaway, who doesn't have any teammates with them. Here comes Delta for Doom Bunny.
They're just buying time here, and they're going to go in. They put down the Midnight Pulse, and Castaway accepts his fate, tries to get a little bit of damage out. They're going to get caught up by the assassins. Deppy is always there for that kill secure. And guys, I don't want to be the guy. I'm not going to cast this cursor, but I just want to say that you may need to expect to be around a little bit longer than you may have thought today here at EGE. Of course, the VS Gaming Masters Dota 2 event.
Yeah, I don't see WRG winning this game at all now. Sitting on 11K.
I understand once again, Shadawi, he's still fighting up against him, but he's going to Shadow Blade away from it this time around. Sprout comes back out onto Shadawi, going to be in a little bit of trouble here. Assassinate comes through onto Shadawi as well. He's able to Shadow Blade away. They still want a piece of him. They're still going to get a piece of him potentially. As Scarnet does get the dust off. He's still charging in. This is a plan with confidence. Gets the science up. They're going to in fact commit the TP from the Prophet to this. They're going to go in here onto Santo instead. The Coco Rum experience comes through, but it's nothing. And XTC, one ulti left to worry about. The connect with the Assassinate, thanks to the flying vision from the Night Stalker, and now once again attaching themselves to this space, and well, gonna run through, gonna start showering up what once was Adistan, but it will come through. They're gonna trap him up here. Can he get out? Yes, he can. Walking out of this one, Buddy so low as well, just beats him up violently, and now Schlink's very low, will go down to the shrapnel as XTC still in the front foot, still dealing damage. They're going to bring down another Don't Die with confidence up on the high ground. XTC on the high ground, fighting through, want this game 5 so badly they do, as WG in tatters, well, so low. Is there going to be another kill here? Yes, there is. Deppy picks up another, and they're probably going to take the racks here. Castaway tosses through another tornado. But I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, game 5 is looking pretty close right about now. Echoes down from Shadawi onto 3. He doesn't manage to finish the job on the side. It's up, run it up. He goes down. Ultra kill for Deppy. Deppy still wants more, but he gets turned it up by the Santo Kunka as the shackle comes up on Scarlet. This is a Coconut Express that will matter, and the connect with both two, but they're still pegging away in the racks. They will pick up the melee. And now they're trying to find more. The torrent comes up from Santo. But the damage is done. WRG in unfamiliar territory, looking at potentially 2 losses back to back. Oh, Reigns.
It was harsh to watch. I mean, the defense was pretty weak over there with Schlinks, who's, by the way, still sitting on level 8. So level 1, Serpent Wards didn't really affect the Night Stalker so much. So going in there, Scarnet's just getting the free farm from there, and then Deppy standing at the back lines, hitting everybody, sitting on 15 kills and 8 assists right now. So with that going on, it's also almost 20 kills difference in a favor of XTC as well, looking so strong. We are possibly, or most probably, going to see a game 5 from here for sure. Not for sure. Excuse me for that.
Well, it's
anything can happen.
Pretty good right about now. XTC on absolute fire, momentum on their side, and WG probably asking a couple of questions. This is a side that literally has been performing consistently well in the European circuit. XTC, what have we seen from the side? I mean, we did not peg them to be able to put this kind of performance up against WG, and right now, they're looking with have a knockout punch here for this game too. victory of theirs. In fact, it's game 3, but of course, their second victory potentially here, which would tie things up 2 apiece and bring us all the way to the 5th and final decider.
That would be great, actually, seeing the game 5 finals, as we saw last year, by the way, with WRG against BVD, where WRG was the one to take over and win the 2016 finals. But this year we might actually see XTC taking that now.
Just let's not go there right now. I mean, this is we're talking about crazy stuff here. Rains, Tornado flies through, doesn't kick Deppy, but the Xbox spot does. They're gonna line him up. Ghost ship comes through. Kokoram Express will be negated in a big way by the Cold Embrace, but they're going to connect with the Sunstrike on Deppy. Actually takes a lot of damage from it, but it's at a much bigger expense to WT. They don't get what they need out of it. They're going to start. In fact, the ulti comes through from Don't Die. It's only a 1, but it is Wolf. They're going to also use the Winter Wave and ulti to try tie up Castaway for a while. Don't Die very low will be brought down. Wolf going to town now instead. Can he beat him? No, he can't, because they say he comes in Winter Wave and Castaway. The assassin's there. I don't think it's enough. Yes, it is. He is brought down. And I tell you what, the buyback's there, but if he falls again, we're going to game 5, ladies and gentlemen. Deppy inches away. Doom Bunny still beating down on this tier 3. It's down and back. And now the meteor axe on the fire from Doom Bunny and Deppy. They still have a lot of firepower. They don't have the Enigma, but they are in fact 4 versus 2. They are going to respect
Deppy's range, just taking the tower. The Rex is from there. It's not even pushed up. Yep. And still has the Night Stalker to attack for him.
Adestan back in the fray. Will in fact connect there. And that's another meteor axe. 21k ahead are XTC at the moment. And WG require a miracle. Shadawi on the sidelines goes in with the Fisher, trying to find him. Doom Buddy so low, but they still can't quite complete the kill. Sunstrike comes in, Doom Buddy low. Coco Rum Experience comes through, Doom Buddy down. Tornado flies through. They're desperate here. WG to find anything. They still want this Night Stalker. Scarnet very, very pacey at night time. Will be able to get away from the immediate threat. And they're going to have to settle for just a Winter Wave, and at least for now.
And he was super difficult to be killed as well. I mean, Sunstrike was there, Torrent, almost everything was casted onto him, and eventually they kill him, sure, but wow, Winter Wyvern's picking up the recipe for the Rod of Atos as well. So from there, including the gem right now for the Night Stalker, he's taking control of the map over here. Scarnet.
Okay. So right now, let's take a little bit of a look at the affairs of the WG encampment.
I think the Black Hole would have been much better if they took down not only Warp, but taking 2 or 3 heroes more from that team fight. But otherwise, yeah.
Well, here's the thing, right? They did engage onto it a little bit blind. I think he expected more heroes to be there, but Warp is a big target, gotta be said.
Yeah, just almost killing him, and also the Winter's Curse wasn't landed on Warp, so it didn't work out too well over there. I don't know, it wasn't meant to land up on Warp, but still, getting that Roshan now.
Yeah, should get
it's going to be on Deppy as well.
WG, they want a piece of this. Smoked up, Shidawi on the front lines, but they actually do a fantastic job. They cancelled the blinks with the Nature Prophet ulti. They can't go in, and this means that they're likely to get it for free, but at the top, they're using Adestan to buy some time. He's going onto this tier 3. So Castaway says enough of this. He's trying to bring down Adestan. Adestan very low, will be brought down. In fact, a little bit of a clumsy attempt at escaping there. And WG actually looking for more. Doom Bunny will use the ultimate, but it's not going to buy him enough time. He's actually just going to delay his death and delay it once more, but it will happen, I promise. Almost certainly. There we go. Well, says enough of this. Gives him a nice little paw crit and brings him down. They will, however, claim the Aegis. Once again, really great work. The Night Stalker actually went towards breaking the smoke and giving them the flying vision that allowed no opportunity for the likes of Shadawa to go in with that potentially game-winning, game-breaking ultimate. But in the end, they do pick up 2, but it's just not enough. Adestan's a nice one, but Winter Waven, you'll be very happy with how things went down there.
Yeah, more than happy. I mean, XTC should be really satisfied, to be honest. Also, using that gem from the Night Stalker, taking down whatever vision that WRG had left in the top river or towards their jungle even. And yeah, it's just snowball from now for XTC. Meanwhile, it just feels like the combos didn't connect at all for WRG. Most of the fights, Echo Slam wasn't even there.
I just got to draw everyone's attention to that statistic. If WG lose this game, it'll be the first time that a side has beat them twice in a tournament. As in any side taking just 2 games of them. I believe that's any, and when I say that, across, it's not one side that's responsible for that. Any 2 teams in the same tournament being able to beat WG. In just a single map. And I know a lot of people will feel that WG are overhyped in South Africa, that they'll feel like casters and panelists and even spectators often just give them far too much, but it's actually deserved. This team is monstrously powerful, and I think that, with that piece of information, you really need to applaud the efforts of XTC right now. They are playing a crazy game, though. They are doing something that I certainly thought was impossible right about now. But they are so close to that 5th game, and who knows what happens? Who knows who ends up walking away winners? But right now, they still have a job to do, and they still have to go up this high ground. If they get this mini racks, it could be everything. He should dow in the back lines, though. He's going to use his chance. He engages here onto Doombuddy. He wants the dug. The Saturday comes through, and he's rooted up. The black hole catches out too from Dota and Die on the sideline. Definitely trying to break down Slinks, and will do so. And now the Kokoram space only now comes through, and it's just too late. Wolf says goodbye as he shapeshifts out of there. Fireback comes in from Shadawi. But does it even matter? Does he have enough? Is there anything left to tank? Shadawi needs that hero moment as the racks come under fire once more. Schlinks, excuse me, Scarnet on the front lines. Trying to block any engagement. Shadawi very, very low. Shadawi down. WG on their knees. The GG is called. We are going to game 5. Are you kidding me?
The final game of the finals. WRG versus XTC. Wow. The series of games that we had so far, though. Is your throat okay? How's your voice?
Don't care. If I never speak again, it'll be worth it, because I tell you what, it's at these events that we just see magic, man. I mean, let's think about this. Pulse, APG, all the way back at the beginning of this tournament. We thought these guys were going out pretty much last, without a sniff. And they gave us some of the most impressive games of the tournament. We saw 40k net worth comeback. We saw the exit of Bravado Gaming way earlier than anybody anticipated in this event. XD, I thought them these guys as guys who would be in this final. Oh, sorry, they would come 3rd. Energy in the final. But 3rd place finishes for me. First one's out. This event has been crazy, and now we're sitting at a point where I don't think anybody, not a caster, panelist, or spectator in South Africa would have called it, that we're going to game 5 with XTC having back-to-back wins. Anyways, Reigns, I'm sure you have a lot to say about it, but I think we do need to go back to
I'm going to save it for the last game, yeah.
Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen of the panel, I'm sure you have a lot to say. Let's do this again. Take it away, guys.